Since its inception 60 years ago, the Mindanao State University has been living up to its mission as a super-regional university in providing free yet quality education. Rising from a used-to-be conflict-stricken area, the birth of the campus brought hope and inspiration to many underprivileged yet intellectually deserving young people. Just like a well-sprouted seed, its growth has led to the development and upliftment of the agro-industrial and socio-economic conditions of the various local communities through relevant research and extension. Through the years, undoubtedly, it has become a powerhouse. The impact of its influence and reach has provided the much-needed professional and technical base and innovative resourcing machinery, and thus creating the manpower and human resources hub of the country and that of the world. As the 21st century ushers in novel and more sophisticated learning technologies and methodologies, MSU has willingly embraced the digitalization in the delivery of instruction through more flexible learning options and modalities. Everywhere, scattered yet firmly attached to a network of sturdy roots, perhaps there is an MSU-1 who carries the brilliant rays of sunshine with a firm commitment to serve humanity, despite the differences in languages and cultures and affiliations. MSU is a melting pot of diversity and a staunch protector of peace and meaningful socio-political coexistence. Resilience is one of its most valued qualities.
In terms of instruction, MSU has been consistently making indelible marks in regulated licensure examinations and job placements with its steady turnover of graduates. It has maintained its agreements of linkages and partnerships for mutual cooperation with other leading universities and institutions. Its research and extension and development efforts are widely recognized as top-notch and at par with the best. And in keeping itself abreast with current global situations and demands, MSU shall always be committed to modernize its infrastructure and facilities, to upgrade the competence and morale of its personnel, to innovate on its delivery of services, and to strengthen its ties with the communities that depend on its inspiring and blessed existence. Our mantra, Sindaw o Panginam, through quality education, like a diamond, the issue shall intensify its brilliance in bringing hope, prosperity, and peace to all.
Over time and over a multiple of tests and adversities, it has remained standing, tall, and proud with its maratabat. Truly, in the veins of every MSU-1 runs the blood of the ancient warriors and that of a survivor who has mastered integrity and compassion to live life beyond the caprice of the self. As a tree deeply rooted, its expansion was inevitable. More shades, more shelter. From one far-flung campus in Marawi, Lanao del Sur, MSU has strategically positioned itself in major key areas to address the sufficiency in the delivery of its services, as it is one of its sworn missions to build sustainable communities and to instigate productivity and positivity in all aspects of human enterprise. The gentle breeze that comes sweeping from the lake adorn its landscape with green grass and wildflowers, all moistened by the fog. Just like in the Dance for Life, the music of the kulintang reverberates into the horizon, as if calling all its sons and daughters for the festivities of a homecoming. And as it commemorates its 60th year, the Mindanao State University welcomes you all to celebrate with us.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a pleasant morning to everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you here this morning to the webinar on teaching mathematics through mathematical problem solving, investigation, and modeling. I am Munaisha A. Laut. I am a 40-year said mathematics, and I will be your master of ceremony for today's event. Before we officially begin the session, I have a few housekeeping notes. First, mute your microphone upon signing in. Second, turn off your camera during the event. And third, indicate your course or major and use your complete name upon joining Zoom for proper identification. For example, BSEDMath_Arnold Asutige. And fourth, in case of internet disconnection, participants may continue watching the session via FB Live. And five, for more questions, comments, and suggestions to be entertained in the open forum, please share them in the chat box before the end of the lecture. Please take note of the house rules that we have. Indeed, we can learn mathematics by doing mathematics. The nature of mathematical activity is best understood by becoming engaged in it. In this way, some of the false stereotypes about mathematics might be addressed. Now, are you all excited for our topic for today? Well, definitely yes, especially for those education students major in mathematics. Now, let us begin the program. I am requesting everyone for a moment of silence for the invocation as we invoke ourselves to the presence of our Almighty, and the singing of the national anthem will follow through a multimedia presentation.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ewas ang sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitindig. Lumalang araw ng walhagin pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
God be the glory. To give us the welcome address, may I call Miss Nihaya D. Taulo, the president of Euclidean Mathematics Club. Let us give her a virtual round of applause. Ma'am?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. A pleasant morning to everyone. Magandang buhay po sa ating lahat. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to this momentous occasion. As Euclidean Mathematics Club launches its first series of webinar for this semester, a webinar on teaching mathematics through mathematical problem solving, investigation, and modeling, with a distinguished resource speaker who will be formally introduced later. Thank you for accepting our invitation, sir. On behalf of the organizer, EDM 133, and the Euclidean Mathematics Club, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all participants and viewers for devoting your valuable time and effort to this webinar. This kind of webinar is a great opportunity for us, pre-service teachers, in-service teachers, and mathematics enthusiasts, because it will help us in our academic journey as future mathematics teachers and educators. Insha'Allah. This will be part of our learning, so let us all enjoy and learn from our beloved resource speaker. I would like to share this quotation from Leonardo da Vinci. I quote, "Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets." I hope that this webinar will bring all participants a lifetime learning as future mathematics educator. Have a wonderful and meaningful day to all. Once again, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Thank you so much, Miss Taulo, for that warm welcome. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us lean our ears and open our hearts to the inspirational message from our dynamic Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Muntia Jamila D. Sarif, for an inspirational message that will motivate us of becoming better version of ourselves. Let us give her a virtual round of applause.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Our supportive President of the Mindanao State University System, Dr. Habib W. Makaayong, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Alma E. Berawa, Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Attorney Alizidni Ditokalan, our resource speakers, Zorin I. Anunuevo, licensed professional teacher, Dr. Salvador John Magalong, licensed professional teacher, Mr. Mark Anthony F. Jamisal, licensed professional teacher, whose expertise and experiences will be introduced during their schedule of lecture, the College of Education officials, faculty and staff, participants from the 4 departments of the college, and those coming from other colleges. Assalamu alaikum. May the peace and blessings of Almighty Allah be upon us all, and good morning. The Euclidean Mathematics Club of the College of Education is one of the organizations under the secondary teaching department that give name to the college. The members of this organization is laudable considering that they usually perform an exemplary performance in the licensure examination for teachers, or LET. They have achieved a 100% passing in the said examination. My office supports the programs of every organization of the various departments of the college to further motivate both the teachers and students to do an extra mile in the quest for quality performance. Once again, the Euclidia shows their determination to continue the attainment of the club's goals and objectives for the students' benefits as manifested in the 3-day webinar for this first semester of academic year 2021 to 2022 from November 21, November 28, and December 5, 2021. Professor Arnold Asotigi, the Euclidia advisor, at the same time the coordinator for experiential learning and development, shows their continuing pursuit for preparing our students to easily understand mathematics for application in their academic as well as in the real life situation. Thereby, students will love to learn mathematics instead of fear of failing when they are enrolled in math courses. Merriam-Webster defines mathematics as the group of sciences dealing with quantities, magnitudes, and forms and their relationships, attributes, etc. by the use of numbers and symbols. In our daily life, Collins English Dictionary explains that mathematics helps us understand the world and provides an effective way of building mental discipline. Mathematics encourages logical reasoning, critical thinking, creative thinking, abstract or spatial thinking, problem-solving ability, and even effective communication skills. Mathematics help us to understand various patterns in our life. It helps us to identify relationships in the real sense, and it guides us to predict the future. Because of mathematics, we understand our surroundings and the world in general. It makes us understand the relationships of creatures as well as production of necessary materials using the gifts of nature. Mathematics is applied in our kitchen, such as in baking cakes and cooking, because this requires some mathematical computation. In gardening, math is also used in getting the ratio of soil and fertilizers to make our plants and flowers grow. Math is used in making some furniture, in construction of buildings, and many more. The webinar titles and resource speakers were properly chosen by the sponsoring group to ensure that these topics will fit to the need and expectation of the participants from the webinar. Thus, my heartfelt thanks to the resource speakers who shared their expertise in the name of education. Truly, they are the living example of dedicated academicians who unselfishly answer the call when they are needed. I would like to congratulate also Professor Asotigi and his team for the success of this webinar despite their hectic schedule. Thank you and wassalam.
Thank you so much, Ma'am, for that eloquent message of hope. It was indeed a motivating message. Being a future mathematics teacher, we are tasked to produce students who are productive. That is why we are here to enhance your knowledge and skills in dealing with real life and non-routine applications of mathematics. Moving on to our main event, let us now get to know our event speaker, who will be empowering us on teaching mathematics through mathematical problem solving, investigation, and modeling. Without much further ado, let us begin this program with our supportive program advisor and at the same time, the Euclidean Mathematics Club advisor, Professor Arnold B. Asutige, to formally open this program and to introduce our resource speaker for today's event.
My respect to our college dean, Dr. Montilla Jamila D. Sarip, who has been supportive to the Euclidean Mathematics Club since its inception in 2017. Professor Chidoro M. Drilon, our Assistant Dean, our energetic chairpersons of the 4 departments of the college, coordinators, faculty and staff, colleagues, teachers, students, attendees, and Facebook Live viewers, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to all. I am delighted to welcome you to the webinar on teaching mathematics through mathematical problem solving, investigation, and modeling. The Euclidean Mathematics Club and the EDM 133 class were the driving forces behind the preparation of this webinar. This is the first in a series of webinars to be hosted by the Euclidean. Its goal is to provide essential information to pre-service teachers who specialize in mathematics. This is to improve our future teachers' abilities to achieve the twin goals of mathematics, problem solving, and critical thinking. Some of our participants in our virtual room, I believe, are also teachers in this area, while others are keen to learn more. I also believe you are in the right place at the right moment by attending this webinar. As we will be listening to the resource speaker's presentation, let us collaborate together to accelerate the exchange of ideas and scaling up of good practices in mathematics instruction. I am convinced that you will come up with new ideas, new enthusiasm, new ways to teach mathematics through problem solving, investigation, and modeling. My congratulations to the Euclidia Math Club and the EDM 130 class for a job well done. You have all worked tirelessly to make this event a success. Let us have fun while learning. My next task is to formally introduce our resource speaker for today's webinar. Our resource speaker is a young, inspired, and motivated teacher and educator. He was born on November 26, 1992 in Baras, Catanduanes. He finished his elementary education at Baras Central Elementary School as class valedictorian in 2005, and his secondary education at Baras Rural Development High School as class valedictorian in the year 2009. Aside from being an honor student in class, our resource speaker also participated in various competitions like dictation writing, creative writing, poem writing, oratorical contests, science quiz bee, and he get involved in campus journalism, parliamentary procedure, and participated in numerous mathematics competition while in high school. He earned his Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in mathematics at Catanduanes State University, cum laude. He was the president of the College of Education Student Organization, as was named one of the Catanduanes State University's 10 outstanding student leaders. With an 89.6% rating, he placed third in the regional ranking for the licensure examination for teachers. He pursued his graduate studies, earning a Master of Arts in Mathematics Education in 2019, and is now pursuing his Doctor of Philosophy and Educational Management at Catanduanes State University. He had already presented his study result at an international conference and had been invited to speak as resource speaker at a number of conferences and events. He is currently a Master Teacher 1 at Baras Rural Development High School, where he is teaching mathematics and practical research. For the past 2 school years, their mathematics organization has been recognized as the most outstanding mathematics organization in Schools Division Office of Catanduanes. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome with a virtual round of applause our resource speaker, Mr. Zorin I. Año-Nuevo.
Okay, good morning. Am I loud and clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So first, my highest respect to the Mindanao State University Marawi campus officials, to the Mindanao State University College of Education headed by Dr. Montia Jamila D. Sarip, the Dean of the College of Education, to Professor Tidoro M. Drilon, Assistant Dean of College of Education, to the chairpersons of the different departments of the college, to the coordinators, of course, to Professor Arnold B. Asotide, the advisor of Euclidia Mathematics Club, and at the same time, the coordinator of experiential learning and development, faculty and staff, students, teachers, to the participants and viewers in Facebook Live, Good morning, everyone. When Professor Arnold invited me to be your resource speaker for this webinar, I did not hesitate. I automatically gave my yes because it's such an honor to be talking to future educators, especially to future mathematics educators or facilitators. I've been used to doing this. You know, we teachers, we are trained to speak before different audience, especially to our learners or students. I've been given the chance to talk to educators, and now this is a very special moment for me because I'll be talking to future educators. Congratulations to every one of you who is behind the success of this webinar. Really, it's, despite the challenges that we are encountering or experiencing right now, you are able to come up with an innovative idea like webinar like this one. Okay, so before I start, let me check again my audio. Is it clear in the FB Live? I could not see my FB Live. Malinaw po ba, sir? To the host? Clear po
Yes,
ba yung
sir.
sound ko?
Yes, sir.
So,
Loud and clear, sir.
thank you very much. So let me start. Now, earlier, I was very nervous because I was having difficulty in my end. The internet connectivity is slow, so I chose not to use my laptop. So I sent the presentation to Sir Arnold, and then now I am using my iPhone. So I'm sorry for that. I apologize for that. So on the screen is the word perspective, because perspective is very important when you teach mathematics when you are already in the field. So let me first give you where I come from, my context is, and what our beliefs are. So perspective matters. So sir, next slide please. I come from the island province of Catanduanes. On the screen, you can see the map of Catanduanes, and the red one is our hometown, Bara. So we are facing the vast Pacific Ocean. That's why we are called the land of the howling wind. Kasi po we are the gateway of typhoons and super typhoons. Next, please. Okay, so we have the picture of our school just to give you an idea. Okay, next, please. Okay. On the screen, I have one of the famous tourist spots in our province, the Binurong Point, just to give you where I come from. Okay, next, please. Then we have the Abihao Point. Then we are also known as the Abaca capital of the world. Next. Okay, next, please. Now, when you teach mathematics, my dear fellow, the future mathematics teachers, it's very important to know your philosophy, to know where you are from, and to know your interests, because interests vary, right, from person to person. So let me ask you, I don't know if I could get an answer kasi hindi ko po makita yung sa FB Live po dito lang ako sa may Zoom lang. So you may type in your answer. As future mathematics educator, why do we study mathematics? Anyone, or you can unmute yourself. Pwede pong maibigay ang inyong sagot dito sa bakit kaya tayo nag-aaral ng matematika. Okay? Anyone? Wag pong mahiya ah. I tried na maging relatable. I will not be talking here higher theoretical principles. So anything that I will be sharing with you this morning are all relatable. So let me just ask you, why do we study mathematics po? Bakit kaya tayo nag-aaral ng mathematics? Okay, it's okay. It's okay kung medyo nahihiya pa. Okay, so next slide please. So, you know, we will get, of course, we will get varied responses. Ano po? Kung bakit tayo nag-aaral ng mathematics. We will get a different perspective from a parent, right? Ang isang parent, pwedeng ang sagot niya, nag-aaral po ako ng mathematics, sir, ma'am, dahil kailangan ko matutunan to para mag-guide ko din ang aking mga anak, yung aking mga learners, dahil nga po tayo ay nasa pandemic pa, especially in basic education na modular pa, especially doon sa mga estudyante natin na nandun pa sa mga bahay na walang masyadong access sa internet pag modular. Pwedeng ang sagot din ng iba rin yung sagot ng seasoned teacher na. Titingnan niya yung kanyang sagot mula sa mga napakarami niyang mga karanasan bilang isang guro sa matematika. At for sure, iba rin ang sagot mo bilang future mathematics teacher. Di ba po? And ako bilang teacher na nasa 7 years pa lamang, maaaring iba din yung maibigay kong sagot. But you know, my dear participants who are watching right now in Facebook Live and in Zoom meeting, I find one of the best answers. Why do we study mathematics? And that is on the next slide. According to Sir Francis Su, the former president of the MAA, mathematics skills allow people to do things they might otherwise not have been able to do or experience. If I learn mathematics and I become a better thinker, I develop perseverance, right? Because I know what it's like to wrestle with a hard problem. And I develop hopefulness that I will actually solve these problems. And some people experience a kind of transcendent wonder that they are seeing something true about the universe. And that is the source of joy and flourishing. Next. Also, mathematics helps us do these things. And when we talk about, next slide, please. Okay. When we talk about teaching math, my dear teachers, sometimes we forget the larger virtues that we are seeking to cultivate in our students. Teaching math should not be about sending everybody to a PhD program. That's a very narrow view of what it means to do mathematics. Imagine po lahat ng learners natin pagdating ng panahon, lahat sila mathematics teacher, lahat sila engineer, lahat sila doctor. Ano po kaya ang mangyayari? So, pag sinabing nagtiteach tayo ng math, hindi ito ibig sabihin na kailangan yung mga estudyante natin, yung mga learners natin ay maging mga great mathematician, mga PhD holder, mathematics educators. Kasi dapat diverse yung roles natin sa society, di ba po? So, very narrow yung view pag ganun yung ating perspective. So, kapag teaching people a bunch of facts, lahat binigay mo ng formula, lahat ng mathematics knowledge binigay mo sa kanya, lahat ng trivia, lahat ng mga matataas na principles sa ibinigay mo sa tao, that's also a very narrow view of what mathematics is. What we really doing is training habits of mind, and those habits of mind allow people to flourish no matter what profession they go into. Di ba po? Napakasarap sa pakiramdam na makita yung mga estudyante mo na kahit hindi niya pinursu yung mathematics na related na course, pero nakita mo siya na nai-apply yung mga principles sa math kahit na iba yung kanyang field. That means that you are doing a great job as a mathematics teacher. Next, please. Now, let me ask you, Sana may sumagot po ano. Ask yourselves, where do I want to teach after getting my license? You may type in the letter of your choice. Letter A, basic education. Gusto mo bang maging teacher katulad ko po sa public education, sa public or sa private or sa high school or elementary? Yun po yung sa basic education. Letter B, higher education. Gusto ko pong magturo sa college. Katulad ni na Sir Arnold na nagtitrain sila ng mga future mathematics teachers. Or letter C, non-education work or job. Anyone, please type in your, sa mga participants na nasa Zoom. Balik muna po tayo. Okay. A, B, or C. Saan po kaya tayo papunta after getting our license? Let me know. Letter A po ba? Letter B? Chat na po. Okay. Okay. Meron ng chat. Okay, tatlo. Let me see lang po ano. Okay, A. Okay, A. 5 na. Okay. Okay. Okay, sige. A, majority A. Okay, may sabi dito ni Dinamasar. Sa public po kasi mahirapan sila dito pagdating sa mathematics. Mamaya, pag-uusapan natin yan, Dimasar. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for answering. Okay. Now, majority of the answers ay nasa letter A, basic education. And thank you for that. Thank you for that, for choosing basic education because we need workforce. We need future educators who are passionate about mathematics education. Pero pag pinili niyo naman ang letter B or letter C, that's okay. It's up to you. I can relate kasi you are nasa 20 po, 19, 20, I don't know, 22. Nasa stage kayo na hinahanap nyo kung nasaan kayo. Okay? Please proceed. Next, please. Now, bigyan ko lang kayo na muna ng konting introduction. With information being so easily available, just a Google search away, the role of teachers has shifted to that learning facilitators. Diba? Sabi nga, nasa Google na lahat. So, bakit kailangan pa ng teachers? That's why we have to evolve. We have to change our paradigm, the way we see things, the way we learn, the way we teach, the way we do things. Sabi dito, make lesson meaningful and experiential. Tie up the lesson with culture and current events and real experience English context. Next, combine the activities, video clips, podcasts, concepts, charts, and so on and so forth. Lalo dun sa mga nasa online po dun sa online, I cannot relate much kasi po, ang school namin ay modular instruction, printed po kami. So, medyo challenging po talaga. Next, avoid long lectures. Ito na talaga. It's a big no-no na yung napakahabang mga lectures tapos yung mga estudyante mo nakatingin lang sa'yo, blank faces na para bang, ano ba yung sinasabi ni sir? As if they are seeing an alien before, di ba, in front of a class. Okay, it's a big no-no. Next. Ayan. Create collaborative experiences. Establish rapport, very important. And make use of interactive, integrated, interdisciplinary, project, and problem-based learning. Mamaya pag-uusapan natin ang ilan sa mga ito. Next, please. Okay. We, at the Baras Rural Development High School, advocates mathematics for all. Ano po ba itong mathematics for all, mga future educators? Para sa amin, mathematics for all, where mathematics is appreciated by, number one, advanced students. Magtataka kayo, sir, magagaling na yan, sir. Advanced students na yan, sir. Bakit kailangan pa ako mag-effort? You know, my dear future educators, very important na you have to ask yourselves, ano pa yung kaya kong gawin? Ano pa yung kaya kong gawin para yung mga advanced student na nga, tapos pagdating ng time, ayaw na niya ng math. So parang something is wrong. Okay. So next, the students who perceive math to be difficult. Dapat yan na estudyante na yan, i-transform mo na maging na-love niya yung mathematics. Next, parents. That's a challenge and the entire community. So how will you make the entire community fall in love in math? Next, please. Okay. So that's why, we are guided by the twin goals in the mathematics education K-12 curriculum. Ano yung twin goals? Ito po yung critical thinking and problem-solving skills anchored on the following principles: discovery and inquiry-based learning, cooperative learning, experiential and situated learning, constructivism and reflective learning. Sorry po dun sa may hawak ng presentation ko, nakaano po yata siya, parang tuloy-tuloy. I'm very sorry po. Okay. Next. So guided po tayo ng ganito. That's why in our school, we must ensure teachers ensure that teens recognize and address the wide-ranging diversity of cognitive abilities inside our classrooms. Para magawa ito, teachers employ variety of teaching methods and strategies. Next po. It is for this reason that our school has been implementing pioneer programs that generally aim to introduce mathematics as an interesting and relevant discipline. So I will be presenting to you our first, we have the project Sama-Sama, the Diplomat in the New Normal, Mathinger, Math Games and Messenger, and Sipnayan ng Kausayan Festival of Math Games and Puzzle. Okay. Okay, I am very sorry kung So, mabilis lang po ito na ibibigay ko na una yung project Sama-Sama. Ito pong project Sama-Sama kasi nga po we are in the modular class. Baka ibibigay ko siya sa inyo na another strategy or intervention para pagdating nyo na nasa field kayo, pwede nyo magawa. So this is called Project Sama-Sama or yung School Alumni Mutual Agreement in providing specialized assistance in mathematics learning in the barangay. So, yan po Sama-Sama. Nakikita niyo po ba? Okay, next please. Originally, ang tawag dito ay paradigm math nung nasa pa lang po kami, nasa old normal. So it's a peer tutoring or mathematics enthusiast training haven. Okay. Next please. So yun nga po, sa barangay namin, unang in-implement ito, yung western poblasyon. Kaya po tinawag na best is in the west kasi po western poblasyon. Next. Okay, ito yung aming mga principles o mga core mission namin. Best, balanced and empowered student tutoring and training through wellness and health, enhanced youth leadership, supportive environment, and teamwork and collaboration. Next, please. Ano yung mga ginawa naming strategies? Nandyan na po yung consultation with the parents and officials. Very important po yun. Okay? Hindi po ito yung pinaka-highlight ha. Kasi nakiusap ako kay Sir Arnold na sabi ko, Sir, let me take this opportunity, Sir, na ibigay pa yung mga kaya kong ibigay sa ating mga future educators. And po, nag-tap kami ng mga alumni for the donations. Next, please. Yan, nagpagawa po sila ng blackboard, nagbigay ng mga books. Ayan. Yan, my second wave of donations. Thank you very much. Kasi po, doon sa consultation na ginawa, mathematics po talaga, sa modular learning, yung hinahanapan nila ng intervention. Kasi po, we know na very visual ang mathematics. Ayan. We also have our parent volunteers na nag-prepare ng food nila for our learners every Saturday. Then we also observe safety protocols in the venue. Ito po ay limited and also ako po, I am from that barangay and I am fully vaccinated na. May consent po ito ng mga parents, ng officials. Okay. Next. So it started on September 18. So nasa 2 months na po ano. Then sessions are conducted every Saturday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Next. I am sharing with you this presentation kasi pagdating niyo ng practice teaching niyo, baka 'di ba, papunta kayo sa modular ang tawag doon, ang mode of teaching and learning. Okay, from grades 5 to grade 10 ang ating mga beneficiaries dyan. Okay. Yan. So may peer tutoring, independent learning, and math games pong ini-employ for students to enjoy the subject mathematics. Next, please. Okay. Yes. As mentioned earlier, I am fully vaccinated and I'm also a resident in the barangay. So wala pong interzonal, walang problema. Okay. Yan po. Project Sama-Sama is anchored on cooperative learning and reflective learning. Okay, so next please. Okay, now, ano yung mga observed impacts? Students have become more engaged in learning. Then, feedbacking has improved. Submission of outputs has become timely. Students' attitude towards math have improved. Next. Parents have become more involved in the learning process of their children, and sense of ownership of the teaching learning process by the community is observed. Okay. So during this disruption, ano po yung nawala? Di ba, it's the physical interaction and the physical collaboration. So parang paunti-unti, binabalik po natin yung dati na normal. Next, please. So I'm giving the tips now to the future educators kung saan man kayo mapunta po ano, pero baka majority mapunta sa ano talaga, sa modular talaga. Kasi yun po, majority in the entire Philippines ay modular ang ginagamit. Okay, next please. Okay, the teaching method, the support of the structure of the school, the family, and the students towards school affect the attitude towards mathematics. Next. Anxiety about doing math problems can be relieved with one-to-one math peer tutoring program. That's why po, it's my thesis study. Yung peer tutoring is actually my thesis study. Opo, in-employ ko lang siya, in-integrate ko lang siya doon sa project Sama-Sama. So on the screen, don't worry, I'll be giving you a copy of this presentation. Peer tutoring, may different kinds po. Meron tayong same age peer tutoring, cross age, and sa baba ng same age, meron tayong tinatawag na reciprocal peer tutoring. So basically, pag same age peer tutoring, nasa magkaedad po or same grade level na pinipair yung isa na medyo advanced doon sa struggling. Pag cross age naman, pwedeng grade 8 yung isa naman ay grade 7. Kaya po cross age or cross level. At under naman ng same age, may tinatawag po tayo na reciprocal. Ibig sabihin, reciprocal, pwedeng yung reciprocal, magkaroon ng role reversal. Pwedeng ngayon, tutor ka, bukas ikaw yung tutee, vice versa. Next, please. Okay, next. Isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit effective yung peer tutoring is that tutors and tutees speak a more similar language, di ba, than do teachers and students. Next, please. Okay. Okay, nasabi na po yan. Next, please. Okay, so ito po yung mga the components of peer tutoring. Number one, explicit teaching of students in how to be tutoring experts, purposeful partner assignment, careful preparation of tutoring materials, highly structured tutoring procedures, expert role reversal, and active teacher monitoring. Next, please. Are you familiar with Vygotsky? Okay. ang intervention po na peer tutoring ay anchored po doon sa kanyang theoretical framework na, di ba po, meron tayong tinatawag na scaffolding. So yun po yung pinoprovide natin doon sa mga ating tawag dito mga struggling learners. Kanina, may nag-mention na basic education dahil nahihirapan yung mga estudyante natin sa basic education. Gusto kong pumunta doon. My dear fellow teachers and future math teachers, pag nasa field na kayo, don't expect na lahat ng estudyante mo ay alam na yung basic. Don't expect na bibigyan kayo pagdating nyo sa trabaho ninyo, nakalatag yung red carpet na napakadali na lang, maglalakad ka na lang. No. The reality is, not all our learners and students master the basic or the fundamental. So babalik tayo dun. That's the challenge. Kasi po, kung teacher ka, lalo na po sa inyo ha, na mga baguhan, magiging teacher pagdating ng panahon, sana maging mas patient tayo, mas innovative and creative tayo, because not all the time smooth yung flow ng ating teaching learning process. Not all the time yung nakalagay sa lesson planning is already fixed. No, it's just a guide. Anong mangyayari? Pagdating in reality, you will deviate from that. Sometimes hindi mo ma-meet yung objectives kasi kailangan pala ng recall. Kailangan pala bumalik sa basic. Kailangan pala na i-reteach yung previous lesson. And this is the reality. It's also a challenge to you, future educators, not to give up, not to lose your patience, your passion, because really, indeed, you will encounter difficulties when you teach the subject, when you are already in the field, when you are already teaching. Mapunta ka man sa online, mapunta ka man sa modular, I do believe, or kung bumalik na tayo sa face-to-face, same realities await you. Same context also await you. So don't give up. Next, please. Okay. So here are the benefits or yes of the peer tutoring. Hindi ko na po isa-isa yan because hindi naman ito yung highlight. Next, please. Yan. As you can see on the screen. Okay. Next, please. Okay, next. Okay. So, pag kayo na po yung mag-employ nito sa inyong practice, ang gagawin nyo lang is peer tutors will be identified through their average grades in mathematics for the previous quarter. So, sa Department of Education, written works 40%, performance 40%. Sa old normal po ito and sa assessment or quarterly assessment 20%. Next, please. Ayan, mahalaga po na magkaroon tayo ng orientation at mathematics enrichment activity para sa ating mga tutors. Explicit teaching or training. Paano ba sila magiging mahusay na mathematics tutor? Let us capacitate our tutors. I remember when, baka kayo din makarelate, madalas sinasabi sa atin pag mathematics dapat pabilisan tong mag-compute, pabilisan tong mag-solve ng problem. Di ba, my dear fellow teachers and mathematics educators, parang na-condition tayo na magaling kang estudyante pag mabilis kang mag-solve sa math. Which is not true. May mga study na, may mga nag-aral na masyado nang overrated yung ganun. Iba-iba po yung pacing ng ating mga estudyante. Kung para sa atin, yung magaling lang ay yung mabibilis sumagot ng math problem, something is wrong with our practice. Something is wrong with our teaching strategies. Kailangan natin i-revisit. Iba-iba ang kanilang interest, iba-iba ang kanilang learning styles, iba-iba ang kanilang multiple ang kanilang intelligence, di ba? Kaya meron tayong theory of multiple intelligences ni Howard Gardner. Di ba po? Okay, so next. Okay. Next. Okay. Next na po tayo. Okay, sample po ito ng enrichment activity plan. So on the first column, day 1 or next lesson objectives, then activities or strategies nakalagay dyan. Pwedeng lecture, think, pair, share, peer tutoring, simulation, feedbacking. And materials na ginamit, handouts, PowerPoint, and we also have our DOST courseware. Okay, para po ito sa mga tutors po natin. Next, please. Okay, yan po yung mga sample. Okay, punta na po tayo dito sa mga kung paano po na-conduct. Yan po sa mga pictures po, sir. Okay, ayan. Yan po yung sa actual tutoring na po Okay. Ayan. Next. Okay. Very important, my dear future educators, to recognize the efforts of your students. Nag-effort sila, di ba? So kailangan i-recognize, i-appreciate sila. Okay, at ang gandahan dito, babalik tayo dun sa mga principles. Yung mga tutors and tutees, mas nagiging reflective, mas nagiging self-regulated na learners. Okay, so next. Okay. One of the immensely affected areas in the field of education is the assessment process. Assessing students' learning in this time of pandemic has been challenging. Kasi nandiyan na po yung paano kayo magbibigay ng exam? Paano i-assess yung mga estudyante natin? Wala sila dito sa ating classroom. So paano yun? So you have to provide alternative na method. Next, please. So to address this concern, the Department of Education released Deputy Order Number 31, Series of 2020, also known as the Interim Guideline for Assessment and Grading in Light of Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. Okay, next. So dito po naka-anchor yung aming tinatawag na next. Okay na po yan. Yan. Dito na tayo. Alam po ito yung pinaka-highlight kasi po modeling. Pero lahat ng pinapresent ko dito, papunta po yun dun sa modeling, investigation. Okay. Tinatawag namin na Sipnayan ng Kausayan o Festival of Math Projects ang activity na to sa aming school. Ano ba ito? At paano ko ba ito i-connect sa topic natin ngayon? So, Sipnayan ng Kausayan. Pag sinabi natin Sipnayan, anyone from the chat box, please. Baka wala na yung mga natin. Nandyan pa ba kayo? Hello? Am I making sense? I hope that you can relate. Hopefully useful ang topic natin ngayon. Okay, thank you very much sa nag-response. Thank you so much. Okay, I cannot mention every one of you. So, Sipnayan ng Kausayan. The word Sipnayan comes from the word mathematics. It's an old Tagalog word for mathematics. Tandaan po Sipnayan, ibig sabihin mathematics. So, Sipnayan ng Kausayan is an annual, a yearly culminating activity of our school. Students are tasked to create and innovate their own math puzzle and math game with the supervision of mathematics teachers and students who are knowledgeable to this. The students are divided into smaller groups and have to present their projects to the members of the Board of Judges composed of math teachers and students na knowledgeable doon sa projects on the day of final presentation. So, next please. Ano yung mga objectives nito? Number 1, provide students learning experience and opportunities to showcase math talents through exhibition of products and performance as evidence of their learning. Increase students' awareness on engagement to meaningful and appropriate practices to develop positive attitude towards mathematics through collaboration. Train student facilitators, okay, who will facilitate in the supply ng kausayan and promote meaningful exchange of mathematical ideas through school-based symposia, fora, and trainings. Next, please. Okay. Okay. Can I have a moment, please? I'll just drink water. Ano lang po, very few amount. Okay, sorry po. Okay, I'm back. Thank you so much. Mathematics is often seen as an experience performed from real life. In fact, mathematics is a system of problems. By modeling it in a mathematical language, mathematics, may present ako sa inyo na transform ang mathematical learning into mathematical language, into mathematical communication. Because we cannot detach language or communication from mathematics or mathematics from language or communication. Next, please. Modeling might be used as a teaching and assessment tool. Ibig sabihin, yung models sa mathematics, yung mga mathematics models, pwede mo siyang gamitin na device or aid sa pag-teach mo ng mathematics. Or pwede rin siya na maging tool mo sa pag-assess ng kanilang learning in math. Since mathematical models might be viewed as external indicators of student cognitive structures that are built and amplified through the tutor's interventions, and most important goal of teaching mathematics is to instill a value of the possibilities of using mathematical methods to handle incoming problems from different parts of life. Next. I'm sorry, back po pala. Okay, yan po. We have two different approaches in using models in learning environments. Number one, learning to model. And number two, learning with models. Ano yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa? Pag learning to model approach, it advocates teaching how to model reality. Learners are expected to construct their own models, and models are used as a communication medium to express learners' knowledge. Mamaya, I will be sharing with you some outputs of my students. And this approach acquires learners to have a significant understanding of the underlying objects of the models and could be regarded as the end product of an educational process rather than being used certain while concepts are trying to be conveyed. Next, please. Ano naman yung tinatawag na learning with models approach? It encourages learners to solve problems by the help of ready-made models. So, nandiyan na po. Like, in fact, according to Simon, solving a problem means representing it so as the solution is transparent. Learners are given ready-made models especially created for certain problems or situations and are required to change certain parameters in the model to be able to solve related problems. Ano na po yung mga ready-made na mga models, mathematical models or manipulative? Di ba nandiyan na po yung mga jigsaw puzzles at iba pang mga educational puzzles po. So ready-made na po siya. So dito naman, isa sa mga model na tinatawag natin ay yung mathematics manipulative. I remember yung estudyante ko may ginawa noon na, di ba, nauso yung snake and ladder, so parang kinonect sa math. So mamaya, mabibigyan ako ng sample. So with long-term use of manipulative in mathematics, educators have found that students make gains in the following general areas. Saan nag-improve pag gumagamit tayo ng mathematics in manipulative, my dear teachers? Number one, verbalizing mathematical thinking. Kasi nagko-collaborate sila di ba? So, nandun yung discussion. May healthy na argument. May debate na maganda yun. Discussing mathematical ideas and concepts. Relating real-world situations to mathematical symbolism. Working collaboratively. Thinking divergent to find out, di ba? Nagiging ano sila? Nagiging creative, innovative, and imaginative. Just to find a variety of ways to solve problems. Expressing problems and solutions, and so on and so forth. Next po. Research from both learning theory and classroom show that using manipulatives to help teach math can positively affect student learning. This is true for students at all levels and all abilities. It is true for almost every topic covered in elementary school mathematics curricula. Okay, next please. Okay, ayun na po yan. Now, punta na po tayo sa stage. Okay. Now, ito na yung baka sinasabi nyo na, sir, puro naman theory. No, I will be sharing with you our practice. On the screen, may tinatawag po kami na stages ng siknayan ng kausayan. At ang una po na stage, kung paano namin ito ginagawa, na pwede nyo rin pong i-apply ngayon na kayo ay estudyante pa lang, or maybe in your practice teaching, or maybe when you are in the field. Number one, the student will choose one lesson. Let them choose kung ano yung lesson na gusto nila. Give them the freedom para maging creative sila. At the very start, do not interfere or intervene. Ano ang role mo? Facilitator. Ano ang role mo? Guide. Di ba? After na nakapili na ng lesson na gusto nilang gawan, ng model, ng math game, ng math puzzle, o math device kung kaya. Kasi among all, yung math device po yung pinaka-challenging. Sa totoo lang, wala pa akong estudyante na meron, I don't know, I don't remember, pero parang wala pang gumawa ng math device. Kasi sa high school, syempre, mahirap naman talaga yung device, di ba? So yun, after nyan, second column, gagawa sila ng sketch. Ano yung itsura ng gusto nilang math game or math puzzle na gusto nilang gawin? Sketch muna, kahit sa scratch. You don't need to be, the game doesn't need to be costly or effective or costly or expensive. Next, we have initial mechanics. Ano yung sinasabi ko na may integration dito ng communication or language? Doon pa lang, my dear teachers, sa paggawa ng mechanics, I encourage them naman to write the mechanics in English. So dito, gagawa sila ng kanilang mechanics. They are going to construct English sentence, di ba? We encourage them to use English because we know that it's the international language. So it's very important to train them. Okay? Next, we have the, pakabalik po, sir. Sorry. Approval. Ipapakita nila sa'yo, after nilang napili yung lesson, may sketch na, may initial mechanics na, you as a teacher, you're going to approve that. Pag na-approve na, nakita mo na yung kanilang sketch, yung kanilang draft, magkakaroon sila sa last level ng bawat stage, may tinatawag tayong reflection. Dahil group ito at may collaboration, let them write their reflection individually. Dito sa reflection, dapat may mga guide questions like, what did they find difficult? What did they find easy? Ano yung natutunan nila along the journey? It's very important na maramdam, ano tawag dito? It's very important na naku-communicate nila o nata-translate nila into writing yung kanilang thoughts. Okay po? Kasi not all of them are very good naman in oral communication. So ako, I prefer writing than oral communication, di ba po? Kasi English is not our mother tongue naman, and it's okay to commit grammatical error in English. But ang mali kapag nag-stop na tayong mag-try, di ba? Doon lang nawawala yung learning kapag na-discourage na tayo. Next stage, yung tinatawag na construction stage. Okay. Sa first level, meron tayo ditong working mechanics. Pag sinabing working mechanics, ibig sabihin, tentative pa lang. It's a working mechanics. So along the journey, it could be modified, it could be changed, it could be improved. Next, we have completed project sa next level, completed project. So may sketch na sila, gagawa na sila, encourage them to be very cost effective, to be very anong tawag dito? Pwedeng gumamit ng indigenous material, mag-recycle, hindi kailangang maging mahal yung kanilang math game or math puzzle. Then we have reflection na naman. Okay. Then sa testing stage, pag nagawa na po yung math game or puzzle, nung nasa face-to-face kami, ang sayang makita na yung mga groups, nag-exchange sila ng math game and math puzzle, tapos tinatry nilang laruin, tapos at the end of the day, parang magsasuggest sila kung paano ni-improve. Kasi di ba, na-test na nila sa isang klase, tapos doon na makikita yung mga points for improvement, mga suggestions, at makikita mo na everybody is enjoying, yung iba na-amaze, di ba? So, we have also reflection na naman doon. Then, polishing stage. Yung polishing stage, nandiyan na, di ba? Na kailangan i-incorporate na yung mga suggestion ng mga kapwa nila estudyante, yung mga kapwa nila team, yung mga members, di ba? Tapos, ano yung tinatawag na oral defense stage? Ang hawak ko talaga, grade 7. And I am very amazed how creative our grade 7 my students, grade 7 students are. Kasi sabi ko, wow, naisip nila yun. Sabi ko, wow, ako nga, siguro kung nasa ganyang edad ako, baka umiyak ako kasi I'm not really good, hindi talaga ako creative pagdating sa mga ganyan. Pero sila, mamaya I'll show you some pictures ko, pero sila, nakakatuwa because they can create, they can innovate. Sa oral defense stage, actually, kung ideal ang pag-uusapan, dapat gagawa sila ng parang, alam niyo po yung, di ba yung iba dito nag-thesis na, di ba, may research na sila. Ideally, dapat ganun. Dapat ititest nila na magka-come up sila sa very simple na, sabihin natin na, reflective paper or research paper, very simple po not that kind of research na ginagawa sa college, sa MA or PhD, of course, kasi mga bata pa sila. So oral defense stage, dapat may final write-up. May, dapat, rationale, merong yung introduction, kung pwede nilang lagyan ng related studies or literature, we are encouraging them. Yun po yung final write-up. And i-depend nila yun sa board of panel members, sa mga judges. So ito po yung tinatawag namin na sipnayan ng kausayan stages. Dinivise ko lang naman po ito, it's my own, naman. Galing po ito sa sarili kong perspective. So this is how we do it. Okay? So pwede nyo siyang i-adapt, pwede nyo siyang i-modify. Next, please. Dami kong sinabi po, sorry. So mahalaga na i-orient yung mga estudyante natin. Before I continue, buhay pa ba yung ating mga audience sa FB Live at nandito sa Zoom? Let me see. Type in yes, sir, kung okay pa sila. Am I making sense? I hope that you are learning something from me. Baka iniwan ako sa, boring naman ni sir. Thank you so much, Jehanida. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Salamat po. Ayan. Very important na. Thank you. Okay. Very important na i-orient natin sila. Next po. Ayan. Ito po yung nasa face-to-face kami. Pinapaliwanag ko sa kanila yung mga stages ng aming sipnayan ng kausayan. Next, please. Yan. I am missing the energy of our students. Yan. Next, very important, planning. Yan, nag-sketch na po sila. Ano? Naka-group sila, yung mga estudyante. Okay? So, ito na po yung day of final defense nila. So, may mga board of judges tayo. Ako po yung naka-red. Tapos, we have Ma'am Sol. Okay. Ayan, Sir Nestor. Ayan. Yung iba po, majority ng ginawa, may puzzle, may math game. Nakakatuwa. Okay. So, may trophy. Oo. Well, hindi pa namin kaya yung mga cash prizes. So, you see, nandun yung oral communication skill, napapractice din kasi they are defending their game or puzzle to the board of judges. So, tinatry din ng ating mga board of judges yung game, kung ito ba ay gameable, ito ba ay pwedeng laruin talaga o baka hindi. Okay. Next, please. Yan, very colorful. Ito po, sila ay grade 9 sa time na yan, grade 9 sila. Okay, next please. Ayan. Ito po yung mga grade 7 din namin, ano? Our may trial sa aming mga judges or panel members. Next po. Okay. Next. Okay, ito po yung mga sample ng kanilang mga ginawa na mga puzzle and game. Made of lang sila, mga used materials. Simple lang. Yung iba may cardboard, mga used na karton ng mga produkto. Yung iba mga used na mga scrap na mga plywood. So, hindi kailangan na maging expensive yung kanilang mga math game and math puzzle po So, ayan po yung mga sample natin. Next, please. Okay. Ayan, mga puzzle, game. Ayan, may mga paroleta, yung iba. Yan po yung mga nauna. Sila po yung mga, natin, mga pioneer. Okay. Okay. So, next one, if may questions po, mamaya po kasi parang 30 minutes na lang yata or 20. Let me present to you the diplomat. Ano ba yung, okay, parang tuloy-tuloy yata ito. I'm sorry. Ano yung objective ng diplomat? Number 1, reintroduce and promote math as a discipline, provide platform for students who are not only mathematically inclined but also have potentials in campus journalism. Then integrate mathematics knowledge with writing skills. Okay? Ito po ay galing sa, okay na po yun? Galing sa word na 3 words. We have diplomacy, pluma, and mathematics. That's why naging diplomat. Next. Ayan. Now, maaring nagtataka kayo, sabi, Sir, di ba may naman, may Filipino and English publication na. Ba't kailangan pa ng math publication? Kasi, ang gusto nating i-establish dito is dapat yung mga math students natin, yung mga math learners natin, dapat mga good mathematics communicators. Di ba? When you go into the real field, kahit anumang field yan na pinili mo, anumang trabaho pinili mo, napaka-importante ng written communication skills. Napakahalaga ng oral communication skills. Kahit na magaling ka sa math, but if you are not able to effectively communicate your ideas, mahirapan ka. Because we all know, in the real world, sabihin natin na mas pinapaboran yung mga mas may edge yung mahusay na communicators. At hindi dapat natin i-detach yung communication sa mathematics. Yung mathematics sa communication, they should go together. They should make good chemistry. Okay, next po. Nung ginagawa namin to, sinisimula namin yung mathematics publication, ang tanong namin ako, ano bang ilalagay namin sa diaryong ito? Simple lang naman po siya. Hindi siya yung parang magazine or parang pang-college na publication. No, a simple newsletter. Ang tanong namin, will there be enough mathematics news to be covered within the school year? Are there available individuals inspired by math that can be featured? Do we still have available potential writers? So ang daming tanong na nagpa-discourage talaga o parang pwede ka ma-frustrate kasi baka wala namang interesadong estudyante. Tapos baka pagtawanan ka na ano bang ginagawa mo na math teacher ka tapos may mga paganyan ka, 'di ba? So ngayon, we should veer away from traditional na puro lang solving, calculation, drill, puro lang pabilisan, 'di ba? Na sumagot sa blackboard. Hindi na ganoon. Hindi siya ganoon. Okay. Reading, writing, and mathematics are or should be inseparable. Hands-on mathematics can stimulate curiosity, engage student interest, and build important prior knowledge before students read or write about the topic. The more students know about a topic, the better they comprehend and learn from text on the topic. It's also a mathematics investigation. Diba? Lahat ng ginagawa natin leading to mathematical investigation. Kasi before you write something about math, mag-investigate ka, mag-research ka, magbabasa ka, and you cannot detach writing and reading from research, and you cannot detach research from investigation. So lahat dapat to congruent. Okay? Next, please. Hands-on mathematics, though, must be combined with mind-on activities. Reading and writing activities can help students analyze, interpret, and communicate mathematical ideas. These are the skills needed to evaluate sources of information and validity of the information itself in a key competency of mathematical literate citizens. You see, ano yung naglipana ngayon? Fake news, di ba? Okay, before I continue po. Water muna po ako, wait po. Okay. So anong naglipana ngayon? So fake news. Bakit maraming nahulog sa patibong ng fake news? Kasi po hindi yung iba nagkukulang sa pag-verify ng information. Ano yung gusto nating i-instill sa ating mga learners? Maging mga mathematically literate citizens. 'Di ba? Alam basahin kung yung graph, yung mga ano ba yan na mga graph na pinapakita sa TV, lalo na yung mga increasing cases ng COVID, di ba? So napakaraming paraan para maibigay natin sa mga estudyante natin yung ating mga yung learning experience, mga real world scenario na deserve nilang malaman. Kailangan nilang maging mathematically literate citizen. Hindi po yung klase ng mga learner na madaling mahulog sa patibong ng fake news. Okay? So next, please. Motivating and engaging students to speak, ask questions, learn new vocabulary, and write their thoughts comes easily when they are curious, exploring, and engaged in their own mathematics inquiry. Okay, next, please. Now, I will now present you, kasi paubos na po yung oras, kasi I'm very, marami pa talaga akong pwedeng ibigay. Yung iba na hindi ko maibibigay, siguro doon na lang sa PowerPoint presentation na i-share po sa inyo ni Sir Arnold. So pwede po itong mabasa. So, I am now sharing paano ba namin ginagawa yung yung aming diplomat. Paano ba pinipili? I failed to include some of the pictures here po pero pwedeng hingin po yun sa akin. So ganito po. Nung nasa kami, balik muna po tayo dun sa previous slide. Yung nasa new normal kami, meron din kaming audition. May pa-audition kami ng mga mathematics writer. At hopefully, pag nasa field na kayo, baka ang piliin nyo lahat yung mga dati ng mga magagaling sa math. No, ang ating goal natin dito, mathematics for all po. Ibig sabihin, kahit hindi siya sobrang magaling sa math, pero nandun yung passion ng estudyante na matutunan yung math. Nandun yung passion ng bata na mag-investigate pa sa kanyang math lessons. Go for it. Magpa-audition kayo, pero sa audition, mas mahalaga yung passion, mas mahalaga yung mga estudyante na nandun yung love for math po kaysa baka may mga estudyante na dati nang magaling sa math pero parang yung passion niya towards others parang masyado ng arrogant kasi magaling na siya kasi mag-work sila as a team or nasa collaboration sila na face ng learning. So mahalaga na they can work with other people. They can get along with other people. So, nagpapa-audition po kami. Then after kayon, may interview kami. Then nagsasend kami ng letter at ng parental consent sa mga parents para syempre dapat alam ng parents yung mga ginagawa sa school, di ba? So very important na maging ethical tayo sa lahat ng ating mga strategies or programs na ating ini-implement. Okay? So doon, may mga training, may mga ICT training, nag-interview sila, nagbabasa sila, nag-research sila ng kanilang mga gustong isulat about mathematics. Hindi ito mga highly technical na mga theory, hindi po. Kinoconnect lang nila yung importance ng lesson sa real life scenario. Nag-interview sila ng engineer na kung paano yung ginagawa, engineer, sir, paano ba yun? Parang yung riprapping ng kalsada na yung, di ba po, yung gilid ng kalsada na I remember may gumawa ng article na ganun. Paano nakakatulong yung riprapping doon sa mga landslide prone area? Paano mamimitigate yung risk? So yung iba nag-interview talaga ng totoong engineer para lang makapagsulat sila. Yung iba naman ang nagsulat ng about sa mathematics nung panahon ng kanilang mga lolo at lola. And nag-interview sila ng lolo-lola, ng mga mathematics teacher, ng mga businessman, ng mga accountant. Nakakatuwa. You see, parang you don't limit them inside the classroom. Kasi in reality naman, magiging anong trabaho nila? Pwedeng mag-interview. Anong trabaho nila? Makisalamuha sa ibang tao. Di ba po? So ganun. Next, please. So ngayong new normal, dahil modular kami, so yung writing exercises ay nasa Messenger. So minaximize namin yung Messenger para makapag-train doon. Okay, so doon kami nag-exchange ng ideas. Next. Okay. Ito po mga previous issue po ito pasensya na sa mga magagaling yan na mag-layout. Okay. So ito po yung sample ng dati ang tawag namin diyan ay the Cartesian. Ngayon naging the diplomat na. So ito yung sample na front page. Ito yung mga sample yan. The table tennis is live. Ganyan. The finding mathematics in unfamiliar sports. Meron ding dyscalculia. Dyscalculia is real. Breaking the stigma. Mga ganun. Then pwede rin na magsulat sila about yung kinahumalingan nila ng mga mathematics apps. Diba? You see? So they navigate, they investigate. Pwede rin naman na balik tanaw ang matematika sa panahon ni na lolo-lola. Okay. So I hope I could give more examples, but I'm running out of time. Next, please. The diplomat has provided various alternative learning materials to social media. So next, please. Okay, ayan. Nagpo-post po kami sa aming please like the diplomat kasi nilike ko ni Euclid yan. So, yun po. Para makita nyo naman yung iba po doon. So, meron kaming free math info format for free data. Ayan, tinatype lang namin yung mga paliwanag para kahit walang load ay kaya makita ng mga bata. Kasi po, hindi namin kayang mag-online class. Hindi namin kaya na mag-Google Meet class kasi modular po kami. Okay. So kung kaya man, siguro dun po sa mga piling estudyante lang. Opo, pero hindi po lahat talaga ng estudyante. Okay, yan po. So free math info for free data. I'm giving you some practical tips kapag kayo naman yung nasa field na. So, hope useful po ba yung binibigay ko dito? Pwede ko bang ayan po, yung mga infographics namin na naka-mother tongue na pinupost namin sa aming Facebook page para karagdagang information. Okay, mga kaipuhan mong maisinhan sa algebra. Ibig sabihin, mga kailangan mong maintindihan sa algebra. So yan po. Okay, so yan po. Next. Useful po ba yung binibigay ko dito, future educators? May nakaka-relate po ba yung iba? Is this helpful? Pwede pong sumagot ng
Yes,
no
sir.
kung hindi yan. Thank you so much. Okay, yan po. Meron din na mga diplomat video series. Okay, napopost kami doon. Pero sa ngayon, hindi pa marami, hindi pa ganun ka. Sabihin natin na kaganda yung mga video kasi nang-start pa lang naman. Okay, next please. Ayan, pag kayo naman, kasi mas magagaling kayo eh. Pag gumawa kayo ng video lessons, mas mahusay kayo kumpara sa amin. Kasi kayo, mas Gen Z kayo. Ako parang millennial, pero ang latest ngayon, di ba, Generation Z. Okay, next please. Ayan. So, ang aming diplomat ay naka-anchor naman sa reflective learning, experiential or situated learning, constructivism, and discovery and inquiry-based learning. You see, dapat ina-anchor natin doon sa mga principles of learning. Ano yung observed impact? Students have become more engaged in learning. Students have become more reflective of their learning. Yung metacognition, then they can relate their lessons to real-life scenario. Next, please. Okay, last one. So meron po kaming tinatawag na Messenger. Ito po yung math game on Messenger. So paano namin minmaximize yung Messenger? Kasi po, di ba hindi namin kaya yung Zoom and Google Meet palagi dito sa amin. Kasi po hindi lahat kaya. Okay. Okay? So mag-11 na, pasensya na. Okay, mabilis na lang po ito. Next, please. Okay? Mga benefits po sa communication and collaboration. Okay, next na po tayo. Hindi ko na siya isa-isahin. Yung mga practical na lang po. Okay, next. Okay. Ano yung strategies namin? Mathematics teachers set schedule for their Messenger. Next. It can be in a form of math quiz, math guessing game, or problem of the day. Nagsiset ng rule at the end of the game, nagsusulat sila ng reflections based on the reflection questions. Next, please. Ayan. So ito yung mga sample screenshots. Kayang-kaya naman eh, di ba? Ayan. Nagsasend sila during math game nila. Yan, namin yung kanilang yung mga winners, pinopost namin sa page para mas ganahan sila, para mas ma-appreciate sila. Ito naman yung sa grade 7 na sample. So, you see, you don't need the high-tech ones para magawa ito. Yan yung mga reflections nila. Okay. Ito naman yung sa grade 8. Okay. Okay. So, yan po ay ano lang naman, parang overview ng Messenger. Kasi it's 13 minutes before 11. I am sharing na, sabi ko nga, okay, by the way, yan po yung Messenger namin ay naka-anchored sa reflective learning and discovery and inquiry-based learning. Ano yung mga impact niya? Students have regulated. Kasi kami po ngayon naka-MSU kami, I mean, alert level 4 po kami. Kami po yung pinakamataas. At as of this moment, alert level 4 kami, pinakamataas sa buong Pilipinas. So ngayon po ay kami po, yung mga parang tigil yung distribution ng module. So anong ginawa namin? Minaximize namin yung Messenger para kahit papano, hindi naman everyday yung Messenger, kahit papano may nilulook forward yung mga estudyante kahit ang meron lang sila ay free data. Kahit ang meron lang sila ay phone, di ba kahit hindi sobrang high-tech na phone or na smartphone, ay kaya nilang makipagsabayan doon sa math game. Para kahit papano, meron silang pinagkakaabalahan kahit nasa loob sila ng bahay. Kasi they are required to stay at home. Ang palabas lang ay yung mga nasa 18 years old and up. Okay? So, I hope na, medyo hinihingal po ako, no? Sabi nga ni Paul Hamos, the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. You know, what I have presented are the real scenario. Mabuti po kung mapupunta kayo doon sa mga school na kaya mag-online class. Mabuti po kung makakapunta kayo o ma-assign kayo, ma-deploy kayo. Kasi I do not know kung sa practice teaching ninyo ay magkaroon ng deployment. I don't know pero depende po yan sa College of Education ninyo. Pero sana kung saan man kayo mapunta, I hope na tingnan nyo yung math sa paraan na kakaiba. I hope na you try to make a difference. I hope na you don't stick to the book. I hope that you don't stick to the realities in the four walls of the classroom. Go beyond that. Write mathematics. Investigate more about mathematics. Because when you make your learners fall in love with mathematics, that only means that you do something great. Diba? Kaya nga sabi dito, the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. In reality, hindi naman lahat sila talaga magiging mathematician. Pero at least, saan man sila mapunta na field, saan man o anong klase man ng trabaho ang kanilang piliin, magagamit nila yung mga principles na naituro ninyo, yung mga experiences na pina-experience nyo sa kanila, gamit yung peer tutoring o yung project sama-sama na strategy, the diplomat in the new normal, siknayan ng kausayan, or kahit sa Messenger man. So itong apat na to, very practical na pwede nyo ma-apply. So for my concluding message na lang po siguro be creative, be innovative, and please don't give up. Sa lahat ng BSED Mathematics from first year to fourth year students sa graduating class, congratulations for coming up with a webinar like this one. Kasi siguro kung sa panahon namin, walang ganito So, you are now on the right track. Pagdating ng nasa field na kayo, you will be doing this, and congratulations for that. Hindi ko na to patatagalin kasi alam ko na paubos na yung time. It's really an opportunity. I hope that nakapag-inspire din ako kahit papano. You know, I'm inspired by your story. Kasi knowing Marawi City being the headline in the news, I find inspiration. Kasi nakaka-relate din kami. Kasi kami laging binabagyo. A year ago, tinamaan kami ng super typhoon. Nalubog kami sa baha, sa storm surge. Grabing experience. So I hope that yung fears ninyo ma-transform, yung ating mga trauma, yung mga fears natin, maging ma-transform into inspiration. And that inspiration will make a difference ngayon, maybe next time or pagdating ng time na kayo ay nasa field na. So again, thank you very much for this opportunity. God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, That was an interesting and substantial lecture. I hope everyone is still up with us. Are you still there, our dear participants? We have 22 participants in the Zoom, and we have also 12 viewers from the Facebook Live. So my dear participants, at this point of time, we're going to proceed for the most awaited moment, the questions and answer portion, where our dear viewers from the Zoom and the Facebook Live have the chance this time to ask questions for our resource speaker. And let us call our moderator, Ms. Suhaira Suud, to read some of these questions for our resource speaker. Ms. Suhaira?
Thank you, Ms. Hunaisha. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our open forum. And hello, Sir Zoring. Thank you so much for that comprehensive presentation. My task for today, for this morning, is to read the questions from our dearest participants in the Zoom and Facebook Live.
Okay.
Participants.
Okay. You please do not hesitate to ask your question. Yung yung question na kaya kong masagutan ay hopefully masagutan ko yung mga questions po ano. So yun. Huwag pong mahiya, okay lang naman. Basta kaya ko pong sagutan. Yes,
Kuya
may
Suray.
yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes po.
Okay, so thank you, sir, for that wonderful presentation. I was really amazed of how you maximize your instructional materials to attain the mathematics curriculum in improving the problem solving and the critical thinking of our learners. But sir, I really want to know if you have you encountered a student who has this less self-esteem or less confidence in doing a mathematical investigation? We know that our students are diverse when it comes to their cognitive structure. Some are, when they're doing mathematical investigation, they are convergent thinkers. Some are divergent thinkers. But what about those students who have this less confidence in solving the problem? How do you address, or how do you find a solution to help that student, sir?
Okay. Am I talking to a teacher, a professor? Hello po. Yung nag-ask ng question po ay teacher
Fresh
po.
alumnus po, sir. Fresh alumnus of College of
I
Education.
see.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you po. Okay. Oh. Wow. Kung paano ko nagbibigay ng paano yung mga bata na o mga learners na low yung self-esteem nila. You know, I am talking from perspective. Thank you, by the way, for the question. I am talking from a perspective of a teacher for 7 years now in a public school. And that's true. That's a reality. That you will be encountering students who have low self-esteem or low self-confidence. At ano yung best na pwedeng mo magawa dito? Number one, ito po yung practical na nagawa ko na. Make them realize, pa-realize mo sa kanya na hindi siya nag-iisa. And as a teacher, nandun ka mag-guide. Pangalawa, during the groupings, sa groupings ng mathematical investigation o sa sipnayan, you have to ask the student, saan ka komportable na grupo? You have to respect his freedom to choose. Lalo na dun sa mga sensitive talaga o sa mga struggling students, let them choose. Kasi kapag nilagay mo sila doon sa mga highly competitive na mga members, lalo silang makakaramdam ng insecurity o makakaramdam sila na ay parang I'm not useful sa group na to. I'm not needed sa group na to. So it's very important na may grupo siya na isusupport yung kanyang special needs. Kaya po, isa din sa mga paraan ko para matanggal yung mathematics anxiety is yung peer tutoring. Yung peer tutoring po ay actually it's my research study, it's my thesis when I did my MA. Very effective siya na matanggal kahit papano yung anxiety ng bata, lalo na sa mga struggling learner. Pinipair ko siya doon sa kung saan siya comfortable. Dinidifferentiate din yung materials. Like, in reality naman, kapag gumawa sila ng group project, ng math game or puzzle, iba-iba yung role nila eh. Di ba nagagampanan? Pwedeng ang husa, yung galing ng medyo struggling learner ay hindi dun sa pagsulat ng mechanics. Pwedeng hindi dun sa pag-research ng problem. Maaring hindi dun sa paggawa na mismo, pag-complete na mismo ng project, ng math game or math puzzle. Maaring ang kanyang strength ay pwedeng sa lang muna, sa pwedeng pag-cut out ng mga materials. Di ba? You don't force them. I don't know if you have already the experience, pero ang experience ko talaga, ang dami pong ganun na struggling. Pero dapat hindi nila maramdaman na hindi sila useful. Ilagay mo sila kung saan sila komportable at kung saan sila mag-flourish. Kahit na very minimum lang yung kaya nilang i-contribute, that's okay. Ang importante, they feel safe and they are valued in the group. I hope that it's not the best answer that I can give, pero that's, I believe, the most practical answer that I could give right now to you based on my experience. Thank you for that question. I hope I answered your question po.
Thank you very much, Sir Zorin. So this time, sir, we have another question from EMC Jihanida Lisa. Ma'am, how can we teach mathematics to students with special disability in the new normal setup?
Okay. Wow. Well, with special educational needs, yung tinatawag namin na LSEN, learners with special educational needs. Okay, there are really teachers who are especially trained o highly specialized pagdating sa mga learners na ganito. Alam nyo, I cannot give you the best answer. Sabihin ko na, I can give answers base naman doon sa experience ko. I am not a teacher na nasa special education. Pero I experienced one na hindi lahat ma-attain. Tandaan niyo po, hindi lahat ma-attain talaga. In reality, hindi lahat ma-attain yung critical thinking skills, yung problem-solving skills talaga. And that's the reality. Doon naman sa special educational needs, you may differentiate the instruction. Like, for example, sabihin natin na about integers. Ang kaya niya pa lang ay, yung mga kaklase niya, ang kaya nang i-add ay different signs, tapos mga malalaki pa yung mga digits. Doon sa medyo nahihirapan pa, you may start from the basic. You may provide worksheets. You may provide a differentiated assessment na maaaring iba doon sa binibigay mo sa regular na student na nakakasunod talaga, because not all really can cope up. And ikaw bilang teacher, you have to go down to that level o to go to the level na kung nasaan siya. So, kailangan mo ng patient. Okay po? Again, disclaimer lamang, I am not a SPED teacher, so I cannot give that a special, really special kind of, let's say, instruction to the special, to the LSEN. Kasi po, maaring mali ang maibigay ko na answer. Pero based from my experience, yun po ang aking nagawa na. So I hope I answered your question po.
Thank you, sir. So May question po ba? Hello, participants.
And hello, can I speak po?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I do not know kung saan kayo ma-deploy during your kung napapractice teaching na iba-iba kasi po yung realities eh. You may differentiate. Like, magagaling na yun ang mga estudyante sa different apps. Di ba? May mga mathematics apps na. Baka yung iba, kayang gumawa ng math game or math puzzle gamit na yung kanilang computer, gamit na yung kanilang cellphone. Na in my experience, hindi ko pa siya nagawa, pero baka pwede kayong magpatulong sa ICT coordinator ng school na yon o ng school ninyo. Kasi baka nandun sila sa ganung level na nakakagawa na sila ng mga interactive game, and that's part of the modeling, di ba po? So please do not hesitate to ask from your ask help from your coordinators. Okay. Yes po, welcome po Sir Arnold. Thank you din po.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, may another question po. Question po. Ano po ba dapat kong gawin? Like, may mga solutions or I know pa nakuha yung solution niya pero hindi ko ma-deliver ng maayos. I mean, hindi ko po ma-express from Omel Higher di sumangkot po.
Pardon please, ano po yung pinaka-question?
Ano po dapat kong gawin? Like, may mga solutions or I know paano nakuha yung solution niya pero hindi ko ma-deliver ng maayos.
That's a very general question, but when you are a teacher, ano po ba, future teacher po yung nagtanong or teacher na? Okay.
Student po.
Student. To that future teacher, alam mo, it's normal na maka-encounter tayo ng mga ganyang situation. Pero ang kailangan mong gawin kung hindi ba talaga ma-deliver, baka ang problema pwedeng sa approach na ginamit natin. Baka naman po yung ginamit mong instructional material ay masyado nang para sa kanya. Baka hindi na akma sa kanyang level yung the way you approach, the way you explain the solution to. Kaya may tinatawag, are you familiar with differentiated instruction? We differentiate. Ibig sabihin, iba-iba yung pagpapaliwanag. Kaya nga di ba, I presented to you different strategies, different methods na pwede niyong magamit. Kasi may mga bata na magaling sa, let's say, may mga estudyante talaga na ang gusto nila yung pa-quiz na style na sa blackboard, pabilisan silang ibigay yung sagot sa blackboard. Di ba? May ganun. Pwedeng pabilisan silang magtaas ng kanilang board during math game. Yung iba naman, magaling sa pagsusulat ng kanilang paliwanag. Yung iba naman, ang gusto nilang paliwanag ay through oral communication. Yung iba through debate. So, you have to know the interest of that student. Kasi po, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, am I still an effective teacher? Am I still relatable? Kasi pag at the end of the day, hindi ka na relatable, something is wrong. Sabi ko nga kanina, di ba? Do not bombard your students with many questions, highly technical questions, kasi ipapakita mo, magpapaano ka, magpapa-impress ka. No, the teaching learning process is not about you. It's about the students. It's about the content. Okay? So again, ang maipapayo ko, always go back to the basic. Always review your approach. Ang haba ng sinabi ko, pero yun po yung reality. So I hope I answered the question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So, sir, last question po. Is there anything you can advise, sir, to us pre-service mathematics teacher to uplift the interest of our future students? From Annalisa Saipudin po.
Okay. The strategies and programs that I have already presented earlier, I believe are enough or already enough to, get the curiosity or the interest of the students.
you have to be creative. And also that passion. Kayo na mga future teachers po, lalo na pag math educators, alam ko na very ideal kayo. Isipin nyo pagdating nyo dito sa public school or private school, baka iniisip nyo na yung ilalagay ko sa lesson plan, yun na yun. Yung ilalagay ko sa guide ko, yun na talaga yun. Hindi po. Ang reality, katulad ng lagi kong sinasabi, hindi po laging nasusunod ang sa lesson plan. You may deviate depending on the interest, depending on the level of your students. So, interest, pinag-uusapan ng interest. Talk to them. Sana bumalik na tayo. Hopefully pag teacher na kayo, makabalik na tayo sa face-to-face. Lahat tayo vaccinated na. Lahat ng estudyante natin vaccinated na. Para maibalik na natin yung rapport. It's very important to build that rapport, to build a collaboration among students and also you, the teacher. So, yun lang po ang mapapayo ko. So, you may implement, pwedeng gawin yung mga pinersent ko sa inyo na mga program kasi I believe effective siya para mabago yung perspective o yung pagtingin ng mga estudyante natin sa mathematics. Salamat po.
Thank you so much, Sir Zoren, for efficiently and brilliantly answering the questions raised by our participants. Well, our time for open forum is over. Thank you very much for participating. Back to you, Ms. Munaisha.
Thank you so much, Ms. Suud. It looked like we have already covered all the questions. And thank you also, Sir Zoren, for answering the questions from our viewers in Zoom and Facebook Live. I think the viewers are now satisfied with the answers of our resource speaker. And also we are thankful for you since you have given us your precious time. Also, my dear viewers and participants, do not forget to fill out the evaluation form after the MSU Himno ng Pamantasan to receive your e-certificate. Links of the evaluation form are already posted in the Zoom chat box and the Euclidia Math Club Facebook page. Please do not forget to like and follow our page. And also, the links will be closed tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Okay, so at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request everyone to open their camera for a photo ops. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request everyone to open their camera for a photo ops.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, last one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And as expression of our thanks and gratitude to our resource speaker, on behalf of the Mindanao State University College of Education and the Euclidia Mathematics Club, we present to you the certificate of recognition to our resource speaker. Let me read the citation of the certificate. Mindanao State University College of Education, Euclidia Mathematics Club, Marawi City, present the certificate of recognition to Zoren I. Anunuevo, LPT, MAME, in grateful acknowledgement of his expertise, professional competence, and invaluable service rendered as resource speaker during webinar on teaching mathematics through problem solving, investigation, and modeling, held on November 21, 2021, 8 to 11 a.m. via Zoom and FB Live. Signed by Euclidia Math Club President Ms. Nihaya D. Taulo, signed by Professor Arnold B. Asutige, signed by the Dean Dr. Muntia Jamila D. Sari. And also, thank you so much, Sir Zoren. And our thanks also to the Dean of our college, Dr. Muntia Jamila D. Sarip, Assistant Dean, Professor Teodoro M. Drilon, to the chairpersons of the different departments, our program advisor and the advisor of the Euclidia Math Club, Professor Arnold B. Asutige, for the usual support in the realization of this endeavor. To the founding advisor of Euclidia Math Club, Professor Norhaina Irgil M. Onte, to Sir Fernando R. Sikit Jr. for extending his precious time and effort in the technical aspect that made this event a successful one. College officials, faculty, and staff, thank you so much. And also, I would like to thank the Euclidia officers, my Fermatics family, Euclidia family, and said family. Maraming salamat. And above to all our beloved viewers for spending your time with us. Thank you. To finally close the program, let me call on Miss Junaina Isbaudi, a fourth-year BS Said Mathematics, and the singing of Hymno ng Pamantasan will follow. Let's give her a round of applause.
First and foremost, I would like to express my appreciation to our resource speaker, Mr. Juren I. Anunevo, for his excellent presentation of the topic, Teaching Mathematics Through Mathematical Problem Solving, Investigation, and Modeling. We have surely grasped all the discussion of this interesting and timely topic, and eventually this is very beneficial to all of us. You have shown to us how important the skills of every math teacher and should possess in teaching our future learners. It does not only show how the teacher will teach the student, but you have shown to us the different techniques and most importantly, the values integration in teaching as well. Amidst the pandemic, the Euclidia Math Club continued to fulfill its mission and vision of providing activities that will be very engaging and relevant in these trying times. All this learning we learn from you will surely be our takeaways of this event, and we will be using this when we will be in the field in the future. Before ending my closing remarks, I would like to offer a special word of gratitude to my co-organizer, the Permatic Batch, and the Euclidia Math Club under the mentorship and guidance of Prof. Arnold B. Asutigi. Thank you also to our College Dean, Dr. Montia Jamila D. Sarip, with her undying support for the success of this endeavor. To the college official and to our dear participants for their kind attention and patience until the end of this webinar, again, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baudi. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our morning. Thank you all for making time in your busy schedule to join us here this morning. It's been our pleasure to host this event. I wish you all a pleasant day. Again, I am Unaisha A. Laut, your Master of Ceremony, signing off.
Na
Thank you, Sir Zoren. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Sir Ferns. Thank you, MC. Salamat po.
Thank you po,
Thank you,
Sir.
Miss. Thank you, Sir
Sir
Zoren.
Arnold, thank you. Thank you po.
Thank you po. God bless. Keep safe, everyone. Thank you, Sir Ferns.